You've been fed lies your entire life. They told you to follow your passion, wait for the right time, and keep everyone around you happy. Does that sound familiar? Well, I'm here to tell you that's all BS. Those ideas aren't just wrong, they're keeping you broke, stuck, and miserable. At the time of this recording, I'm 41 years old. Even though I was moving forward educationally, getting my MBA and law degree during my 20s, I was also wasting my time and health away by partying, chasing women, and caring what other people thought about me. Today, I'm dropping 20 truth bombs that no one else wants to say out loud. This isn't your typical motivational stuff. It's raw, it's real, and it's gonna make you uncomfortable. And that's the point. If you want a life worth living, it's time to wake up and stop playing by the rules that were designed to hold you down. If you want to be average, turn this off now. If you want to be exceptional, buckle up. By the time this video ends, you'll have no excuse to keep living small. This is the advice I wish someone had told me when I was in my 20s, even if I were willing to listen. So pay attention, because if you're serious about winning, these 20 truths will change everything. Let's go. All right, let's start out with a banger. Finding your passion is trash advice. Follow your passion has to be the dumbest piece of advice out there. You know who says that? Broke ass dreamers who've never actually accomplished anything. Let me tell you why chasing your passion is a one-way ticket to wasting time and frustration. You don't need passion, you need skills, a plan, and the ability to solve problems people will actually pay for. You're not born with some magical purpose you're supposed to uncover. That's Disney. What works in real life is developing a skill set, becoming so good they can't ignore you, and then using that leverage to build something meaningful. And guess what? When you get really good at something and you get paid a lot of money to do it, suddenly you've got a passion for it. Passion follows success, not the other way around. You know, I skipped around from exercise science to medical school to business school to law school, asking myself the whole time, what's my passion? Never could find it, and I'll explain. When I started in law school, I wasn't passionate about securities or real estate law, and even still, I hated working at a big stuffy law firm with a million bosses, with every 6 minutes accounted for. Sounds miserable, and it was. But I did see an opportunity. I learned the game, I mastered my craft, and I built my reputation. Now, I get to call my own shots. I'm building businesses with a basis of highly valuable knowledge and skill sets that people will pay a ton of money for. More specifically, legally raising capital for real estate. Well, now it's my passion. If I just chased my passion, I'd probably still be broke, chasing my quote-unquote dreams that wouldn't pay me shit. Passion doesn't create success, skills do. Build something meaningful, valuable, and get paid properly to do it, and I promise you that you'll find your passion in the freedom that it gives you. Stop waiting for inspiration and start creating opportunities. Number 2, no one gives a what you're doing. Here's the cold hard truth. No one is watching you as closely as you think. Nobody cares what you're doing. It's called the spotlight effect. Look it up. And really, it's a bias that you believe that people are paying more attention to you than they really are. Most of us waste so much time worrying about what other people think of us, but let me break it to you. People are way too busy worrying about their own lives to care about yours. That business you're nervous about launching, that big risk you're afraid to take because you might look stupid, too nervous to talk to that girl at the bar. Look, nobody's thinking about it as much as you are, so stop holding yourself back. It's all you. If you fail, no one will notice, or even if they do, they'll soon forget. Look, I used to worry about what other people would think. I used to think about what would they react if I left big law and shifted to real estate or started my own business. But the second I did it, I realized that nobody gave it. They were too focused on their own lives. They've got things to do. They don't care what I'm doing. They don't care what you're doing. So free yourself from the illusion that the world is watching. Nobody cares. So do what you want to do. Live your best life. Get out there. Take some chances. Take some risks. No regrets, baby. Number 3, get comfortable with people not liking you. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, for some of us more than others, but not everyone is going to like you, and you've got to get comfortable with that being okay. In fact, it's a good thing. Trying to please everyone is the fastest way to lose yourself. Some people aren't going to vibe with you no matter what you do. Your opinions will piss them off, your success will make them jealous, and your authenticity will make them uncomfortable. But don't worry about it. Get comfortable with it. Guess what? That's their problem. It's not yours. You were not put on this planet to make everyone happy. You were put here to live your life and do your thing. The right people will support you, and the wrong ones will fall off, and you're gonna be a better person for it, and you're gonna be better off because of it. When I started sharing my journey online, I got a lot of criticism. I was very uncomfortable doing it. People were saying, what are you doing? Why are you doing a podcast? Why are you leaving law? Are you crazy? But the more I stayed true to myself, and the more I attracted people who understood my vision, the rest, honestly, totally irrelevant. It's a little bit of short-term pain for some long-term gain. So be you, no matter what. The people who matter will stick around, and the ones who don't, let them go. 4, your comfort zone is slowly killing you. The most dangerous place to be isn't rock bottom, it's your comfort zone. Comfort zones feel safe, but they're just sand traps. Nothing grows here, no progress, no change, no success. The longer you stay comfortable, the harder it becomes to break out. It's easy to be average, it's easy to accept your weaknesses, and it's easy to collect a paycheck every 2 weeks. It's hard to be exceptional. It's hard to turn your weaknesses into strengths, and it's hard to take big risks. But growth comes from discomfort, pushing yourself, taking risks, facing challenges, and if you're not at least a little scared or uncomfortable, you're not growing and you're not doing it right. And if you're not growing, you're dying. I'll tell you about something that makes me extremely uncomfortable. You know what? I'm kind of doing it right now. Not long ago, like many, my biggest weakness was public speaking, or really just speaking generally. It doesn't even need to be in front of a ton of people. It can be in front of a camera. It could be in front of a handful of people introducing myself. I mean, I would nearly have a panic attack just having to introduce myself to a room. And I hated that about me. But did I just accept it? And did I avoid it? Honestly, for a little bit I did. And then I said, look, if you want to grow, you've got to learn this skill and you've got to get better at it. So I launched a podcast, I accepted speaker invitations, and I took every opportunity possible to make myself uncomfortable. And now I've turned it into a strength. And it was tough because when you get asked that question, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to speak? Do you want to have this meeting? My first inclination, no. But then I thought to myself, yo, let's get uncomfortable. And I respond, yes, every single time until I got good at this. Comfort zones kill dreams. Step out, take the risk, and watch yourself transform. Number 5, work-life balance is a myth. You've been told a lie your whole life. Work-life balance, it does not exist. And if it does, man, it's not for you. I know it's not for me. Chasing it's only gonna make you miserable. Life is not about balance, it's about priorities. Some seasons, you're gonna be grinding. Some seasons, you're gonna be sacrificing sleep, weekends, relationships, and build your dreams instead. Other seasons, you'll have time to celebrate and enjoy. But there's no balance here. If you wanna be super successful, your balance is gonna be way over here, and then it's gonna maybe swing back here later on, and then way over here, and then swing back. Staying right here, this is that comfort zone that I talked about. Avoid it. Trying to balance everything equally every day, it's a recipe for burnout. The anxiety that it creates just by trying to stay right center, it's gonna kill you. The people who succeed know when to go all in and when to take a step back. Balance isn't about splitting your time perfectly, it's about putting your energy where it matters the most at that optimum time. For example, right now, I'm in grow mode. I'm completely unbalanced. I'm scaling 3 startups to 9-digit companies while also running my old businesses, running my law firm, investing in real estate, growing my brand. Balance is out the window right now. The grind, though, is temporary, and I've conditioned myself to love it. I know at some point, I don't know when that is, it's gonna swing back and I'm gonna be able to enjoy myself. And I am actually really good at taking a vacation, putting things on the side, keeping things moving forward, but also taking a break. But balance isn't something you find. It's something you create over time by being intentional with your priorities. Number 6, failure isn't fatal. You know what pisses me off? Watching people treat failure like it's some kind of terminal disease. It's not. Failure doesn't kill you. Your fear of it does. So let's talk about why you need to stop being a little bitch about failing. Here's the hard truth. Failure is inevitable and you need it. You're gonna fail. You have to have it to succeed. You're probably gonna fail a lot. Nobody who's actually successful ever got there without face planting first. Michael Jordan, got cut from his high school team. Maybe he was a freshman going out for the varsity, whatever. Steve Jobs, fired from his own company. Failure is feedback. Remember that. Failure is feedback. So instead of crying about it, learn from it and keep moving. I've had tons of epic failures. I've dropped out of medical school. I got fired from a multiple 6-figure job on New Year's Eve. I raised exactly $0 from investors for a real estate project. At those times, I felt like it's the end of the world. But you know what? Failure was the best damn thing that ever happened to me. It forced me to look in the mirror, be humbled, learn, improve, and then the next time with a chip on my shoulder. So what's the lesson here? Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning. If you're too scared to fail, too scared to succeed, stop playing it safe. Take the leap. When you fall, you'll be fine. Get back up and let's go. Number 7, not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Opportunities are like shiny objects. They're distracting you, and most of them look good at first glance. But not every shiny object is worth chasing. Some will drain your time, energy, and your sanity faster than a toxic relationship. The truth is, good opportunities align with your goals and your long-term vision. The bad ones, they're just expensive distractions in disguise. Don't confuse movement and being busy with progress. The more successful and experienced you get, the bigger the opportunities you're gonna have to turn down. 15 years ago, I would have killed to have an opportunity to partner with anyone on any real estate deal. Today, I turn them down daily. I don't even look at anything that doesn't align with my long-term vision and my goals. No matter how big the opportunity is, if it's a distraction from my long-term strategy, it's a no for me, dog. Saying no to the wrong opportunity frees you up to say yes to the right one when it comes along. You've got to get comfortable with saying no. That is an expensive lesson to learn. Your future, saying no to the wrong opportunity frees you up to say yes to the right one when it comes along. You've got to get comfortable with saying no. That's a valuable skill, the ability to say no. Your future self will thank you. Number 8, don't wait for permission or approval. If you're sitting around waiting for someone to say, all right, go ahead, you can do it now, you're playing the wrong game. Let's get real. The only person who needs to approve your dreams is you. Not your parents, not your family, not your friends, not your significant other, or you should have chose better. Waiting for someone else's permission is just another way of procrastinating, and it's a one-way ticket to the comfort zone. You don't need a committee, you don't need a cheerleader, you don't need a green light. What you need is the balls to start, and you don't need anybody clapping for you. When I started my first gym while working at a big law firm, everyone told me I was crazy. What if it fails? Why are you doing this? How will you have time? But I didn't need their permission. I didn't need their approval. I didn't need their green light. I just needed the confidence to bet on myself. And guess what? It worked. So stop waiting for approval that's never coming. Stop listening to people who are less successful than you want to be. Take control, make the leap, and prove to yourself you can do it. Green light, baby. Number 9, you've heard this before, but this is so true. Comparison is the thief of joy. Scrolling through someone else's highlight reel is the fastest way to hate your own damn life. Let me tell you why comparison is a disease and how to cure it. We've all done it. We've looked at someone else's car or their house or their career or their girl and thought, why not me? Or, man, they got really lucky. What are they doing? But here's the thing. Comparing yourself to others is a loser's game because it's never a fair fight. You're comparing their curated, picture-perfect moments to the raw, unedited life that you live every single day. Social media is fake. Even still, their success does not equal your failure. There's enough room for everybody to win. It's an abundance mindset. I couldn't even imagine growing up in today's social media environment. We did so much crazy shit growing up, and I'm just so thankful that we didn't have all this because it might be on the internet somewhere. Fast forward though, I'm guilty of all this as well. Looking at my peers, seeing what they're doing, seeing what success they're having. But look, I use it for fuel. I don't let it affect how I feel about myself and about my accomplishments, and I learn from what others are doing better than me. Stop looking sideways, focus on your own journey, your own progress, and your own W's. Consistency and confidence, that's how you move forward. Number 10, take more and bigger risks when you're young. If you're in your 20s and you're not swinging for the fences, you're wasting the biggest advantage you have, and it's time. Let me break it down. When you're young, you can afford to take risks. You don't have a mortgage, you don't have kids, you don't have the weight of responsibilities that come later. Frankly, you don't have the weight of your conscience either. You don't give a shit, hopefully, and that's a competitive advantage. Whether it's starting a business or investing in yourself or making a bold career move, the worst case scenario isn't as bad as you think. You'll recover faster than you expect, and even if you fail, you'll be 10 steps ahead of the person who didn't try. When I bought my first rental property, I was terrified. Had no clue what I was doing. What if I lost money? What if it all went wrong? What if it burned down? But taking that risk paid off. I got the experience, I got a great property, I still own that property. But even if it hadn't, the lessons I learned would have been worth it. Don't play it safe. Play with a little reckless abandon. You've got a little bit of time. Now we'll talk about that later, but you've got more time than most, and you've got less to lose than most. Use that to your advantage. All right, that's 10 bombs. Raw and probably made you a little uncomfortable. But if you made it this far, you're already winning because most people out there just can't stick with anything long enough to gain any value from it. But that's not you, and we're not done. There are 10 more truth bombs in part 2 that hit even harder. So make sure you're subscribed and share it with someone who needs a wake-up call. Now go take some action, and I'll see you in part 2.